guys, I'm Aussie Villain. Welcome to episode 23 of our first star challenge with Everton, our bid to win the Champions League with the club for the first time. And today we are up against Crystal Palace away from home in the league. We had a really tough time when we played them earlier on in the season at Goodison. And then we host, we don't go anywhere. We go home and we play Inter Milan in the Champions League quarter-final. That's right, the quarter-final, the first leg. It's not a bad draw. I'm excited for that one. I'm excited and I'm already nervous. But we have Crystal Palace to work on first. But before that even, we have had 2 games since last episode where we qualified for the quarterfinals. And they've both gone particularly well. 4-1 against Brighton away from home. And you can see here, we were really good, particularly in the first half. Richarlison opened the scoring. Sergio Gomez with a hat-trick. And you can see the match ratings sort of don't show, I guess, our dominance in the game. Not even that we dominated the game, but you can see we just played well. We were ruthless. It was maybe a little bit more open than we would have ideally liked, but a good, solid win in that one. Second half, they came back into it, to be fair to them. And then we went and hosted Swansea. We went behind in this game, actually, 39th minute, but we came back sensationally. Bernard, Keane, Davies and Selke with the goals. And you can see, again, match ratings, both players and match stats, I should say. You can see we deserve to win. 4-1 maybe flattered us a little bit, but, you know, when you're good, you're good. What can you do? So let's have a look at what all that has done to the league table. They were 2 wins that were very much needed, because you can see, even with those, we are currently sitting in 5th spot. We are 5 points behind Manchester United, though we do have 2 games in hand. I think that's the team we're chasing, because Chelsea, although they're only 2 points above us, they do have a game in hand. So it is kind of between, I'd say, us, Chelsea, and Manchester United. Perhaps we could catch Manchester City. But I'm really worried we're not going to make the Champions League next year, which is a little bit of a disappointment. Unless we go win it this year, which, to be honest, I don't think we quite have the team to do that. So, yeah, the game against Crystal Palace, you can see they're sort of sitting down just about safe from relegation. We need to make sure we're going to get points in that one. Now, there has been some bad news since last episode. News of an injury. It's a bad one for Lucas Digne. If we go to, where do we go here? Current injuries. He is gone a torn pec. No idea what a pec muscle is, but he's torn it. He's out for up to 4 weeks. So it's not a season ender, but it's close to it. If he comes back, so the long end of that at 4 weeks, that's early May. So that leaves us in a little bit of a problem at left back. If we have a look at the team we're sending out for Crystal Palace, and you'll see that Galloway is there. Of course, Anthony Robertson becomes our first choice. We want him fresh for the Champions League. So this is the team we're sending out. It's Pickford in goal. It's Galloway, Keane, Stark and Kenny as a back 4. It's Drinkwater and Davies in midfield. It's Walcott, Vlasic and Lookman in behind Calvert-Lewin. And there will be a goals of the month after the Inter game as well. We can see the way they're lining up. They gave us a tough game, and they've got a good team. Pellegrini, Foden. To name 2. They have a good team, though. I remember when we played them the last time. I think we went 2-0 up in the first half, and then they just absolutely smashed us in the second half, and they should have beaten us quite comfortably in the end. To go out there and relax. I've been using this team talk the last 2 games, and it's worked quite well, as 2 4-1 wins would suggest. So we'll go with that again, and yeah, we'll get out there. Dean Smith is the Crystal Palace manager. I'm not sure if he was their manager the first time we played them or not, but a little bit of a strange one this for me, of course, being a Villa fan, to come up against the old manager from real life. But we'll see what we can do here. I am really actually quite worried about this, just because of how good they were last time. And they have Pellegrini on loan, don't they? Pellegrini is a player I wouldn't mind signing. If I'd known he was available for loan, actually, I would have had a sneaky bid at that. I think Calvert-Lewin's done really well for us. I think Calvert-Lewin would be a good third choice striker, but I do think that there's somewhere between the David Selke and Calvert-Lewin that another striker could sort of fit in terms of ability as much as anything, or consistent goal scoring. Selke's been really good for us, but if he goes down, then we do find ourselves, asking. I mean, is Calvert-Lewin good enough to lead you into the Champions League, or to win the Champions League for you? And I don't think he is. But we'll see. Lookman with a decent ball there for Theo Walcott. Oh, Theo Walcott! That's a good finish and a cracking pass from Ademola Lookman as well. 1-0 away from home. That is the sort of start that we wanted. Another look at this pass. So Denny Drinkwater's a deep lying playmaker. I'm wondering if we've underutilised him in that role this year, actually. I was kind of looking at his attributes. It's a good finish too, isn't it? I was looking at his attributes because Schneiderlin's really gone off the boil this year, which has kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Sanderberg's done okay, but not. I mean, he's young. Wasn't really supposed to come in and be a first team player this year, sort of all the time. It's a good little reverse pass for Vlasic. Can he pick a runner out? Can he pick a runner? He can. It's Davies. Can Davies score? He's put it into the bar. He's usually so good in those positions. It just didn't look like it was sitting right at his feet there, did it? Corner for Everton. Comes in. Back post. It's punched clear, but not convincingly. Can Walcott get to that? He can. We can go again here. Drink water. Off for Keane. In for Davies. We need a little bit of width here, I think. A little bit of width out here. Can someone just make a run? Somebody. What is that? What is that? Galloway was just too slow to make. He sort of didn't see it, did he? He just didn't see where he had to be, and now we're in a little bit of trouble. We're in some big trouble. Galloway, he's leaving at the end of the year, and I don't want to say that not making a run has cost us the goal there. Let me know what you think in the comments, but I think not making a run has cost us the goal there. He's got sucked into the ball as well. We'll give it a show some passion here. It's off to MLS, and I think that might be his level. Somehow after that. That was not good. Was it offside? I didn't look offside at the Oh, I tell you what, it's not a mile away. But it's just not good, is it? Am I being harsh on Galloway? I just think if he'd made that run, we're every chance of scoring ourselves. He hasn't made the run. We've got caught in possession, and that we've been conceding at the other end. Come on, boys. We need to be winning this game. It'd be so disappointing, having done so well last year to make the Champions League, to then not go, to not become a consistent qualifier for it. I think European football has taken its toll. I think we haven't had to be honest, we haven't been good enough this year to be a top 4 team. I think we've lucked out. The fact there has been 7 teams in the title race, all beating each other, has somewhat masked the fact that we have not been good enough. We've got away with it. I'm going to say, Klang says it was disappointing. I'm going to say keep playing the way you are and the result will come. We've been the better team that half. We'll tell Calvert-Lewin we're a bit disappointed in him. Anybody who's not playing particularly well here, we might just... Tom Davies, he wasn't great, was he? He had a couple of chances. He was the one, of course, that got caught in possession. He had that shot that he couldn't get out of his feet as well. So he hasn't been great. But overall, I think we're a little bit unlucky to find ourselves level. What we don't want to do is find ourselves behind here, do we? Let's give it a get creative. Highlight begins. Galloway stands over it. He does owe us something here. Good old Galloway. Here's Tom Davies. Can he get a shot away this time? Tom Davies. That's more like it. That's what he does so well. That's an absolute thunderbolt as well. 8 goals this year now for Tom Davies. He is turning into an absolute superstar for us. I think I'm not sure if I mentioned deadline day. Chelsea came in for him as well as Sigurdsson. We were never selling Tom Davies. Look at that. Make some space. Maybe keeper could have done a little bit better. Shot could have been a little bit more towards the post, but it ended up in the back of the net. I'm a happy manager. Calvert-Lewin really is not having a good game. I want to try and keep Selke fresh for the Champions League if I can here. So I'm not really. He'd have to get injured, he'd have to be injured, or we'd need to score a goal, I think, to take him off. All right, another corner. Can we do something with this one? Keane! Keane's proving himself to be quite a little nifty attack weapon from corners. He gets free quite a bit, nicks in with a few goals as well. What do we say to it? We're either playing players... Excuse me, choking here. Players are either playing really well, or they're not playing well at all. So it's difficult to kind of praise them. Maybe show some passion. Praise them as a squad when they don't all deserve praise. What I could do, I wonder if I can do like mixed shouts. Praise some, and not others. Do we... No, because I want to keep... See, the players on the bench, for the most part, I want to keep fresh for the Champions League. I was going to say, could we bring Gomez on and push Vlasic up top? But I want to keep Gomez fresh for the Champions League. We're going to get caught out here again. Win that. It was an important header to win, but it has fallen to Pepe again. going on a run. Oh, no. Away. It's still there for them. I'm wondering if we need to maybe sit a little deeper, because where they're getting us is over the top, isn't it? It's a good block from Keane. Alright, can Lookman go the other end now? Go on, Lookman. It's a good run. Someone can make a run through the middle for him. He can. Back post, Walcott. Square it, mate. Oh, you've got to square it there. Look at that. It's like, selfish, Theo. It was selfish. What was I going to do? I was going to close up midfield, wasn't I? We had two men waiting for the tap in, and he's gone himself. Let's slow it down. Let's just be a little bit more disciplined as well. We'll go full time wastage. There we go. Tom Davies on a booking now. He should be fine. Let's tighten up. Let's go defensive, and let's cross our fingers and wait. This should be it. Well, hard earned, but I think we did deserve that. They got the only chances really came on the counter attack. We should have won by more, shouldn't we? That Davies' chance in the first half probably should have been scored, and then you look at the chance that Theo went himself. That wasn't great. We'll say very well done. And we'll look to move on here. We've got Walcott close to triggering a clause. Do we want to pay $500,000? I want to sell him at the end of the season. That gives me something to think. It's only $500,000, as I say nonchalantly. I'm not going to risk not winning a game for £500,000 because we'll cost ourselves more than that. Pickford, Kenny, Keane, Drinkwater, Davies, Walcott, Lookman, and Calvert-Lewin. Apparently Southgate wants Everton to play for England. So there we go. Let's have a quick look at what that's done to the early kickoff. So it hasn't done too much in terms of everybody else, but you can see it just put us up there nicely. Can we chase down Manchester United? We'll find out, I guess, as the season goes on. But wait right there, guys. We'll be back for the Champions League quarter-final. Okay, welcome back. It is the Champions League. Inter Milan apparently are managed by Arsene Wenger. They're at Goodison and they are favourites, which is maybe a little harsh on us, but we'll see how we go here. Let's have a look at the team we're sending out. No injury news or fresh injury news, so we have more or less a full-strength team apart from Digne, of course. So it's Pickford in goal. It's Robertson, Keane, Stark and Coleman as a back four. Barrios comes in to shield them with Tom Davies and Sergio Gomez in midfield. Richarlison and Bernard, our two Brazilian wingers, they come back into the team along with David Selke. Hopefully they'll provide a goal or two between them. But I mean, really, it's all about no away goals here if we can manage it. We did against Juventus. So, yeah, if we can do the same thing here, then you never know. I'm putting Barrios as a ball-winning midfielder rather than an anchor man. I'm not sure if I should go with an anchor man again, but we'll see how we go. Do I want to say go out and have some fun? I want to try and just take the pressure off. Let's give the fans something to cheer. I gotta say go and have some fun. It's the quarterfinals of the Champions League. If you can't enjoy this, then, what can you enjoy, I guess. Though I'm absolutely packing it. Alright, here we go. Goodison Park. It's never been so loud. I'm sure it has, but Champions League quarterfinals. This is... I'm not sure if Everton ever won the old UEFA Cup. I'm sure someone's going to let me know on that. A part of me thinks they did, a part of me thinks they didn't. I have a feeling they didn't, because when they're at their best in the 80s was when there was the ban on English clubs in Europe, wasn't it? Have you Everton ever... I'll Google it afterwards, but I'm sure you can let me know in the comments as well. I'm not sure if they have ever won a European trophy. I don't think this is going to be it, don't get me wrong. As I said, I don't think we're quite good enough this season. I'm sort of rambling on about, the biggest night in Goodison. They've won league titles, so I'm sure there's been bigger nights, but for the sake of the save, we're going to say it's the biggest night at Goodison Park. Not much to see so far. Into shading possession. You'd expect that a little bit, wouldn't you, with an Arsene Wenger team? Hopefully we'll also get some naive defending. That would be helpful. We'll keep going with the get creatives here. Oh, it's not going to be a good shot. If this goes in, it's gone over the bar. Pickford had that covered the whole way, of course. And here we go from a goal kick. Out for Keane. What can you do? Look for your pass. Look for your pass. He goes over the top for Davies Selke. That's what we like to see. Selke, look at Richarlison. Look at Richarlison. Look at Richarlison. He's gone for Bernard. Bernard! Oh, what a save from Handanovic. I still think Richarlison was the pass there, but he went for the more difficult pass to Bernard and almost found the way through. Gomez now with the corner. Selke flicks it on, but Bernard can't get a toe to it before Handanovic picks it up. Little spurt of action for us there. Here we go again. Coleman in for Davies, Selke back for Coleman. It's been intercepted there by Icardi. Now, the good news is that if Icardi's back there, no one's up top. It's a poor pass out for Barrios. Gomez turns in for Bernard. Bernard shoots! Bernard! What a goal from Bernard! That's an absolute belter. We find ourselves in front of the tie. And Bernard, take a bow, mate, because that was special. Horrible pass from Icardi. I don't know what he was thinking. Barrios just looked for Gomez. It looked like there was nothing on. He take one touch, two touch inside, and that is borderline unstoppable. What a goal from Bernard. 7th of the year. He's well and truly back in form now after his injury, isn't he? That was special. That lights up the Champions League. You wouldn't expect that sort of goal on any lesser stage, would you? And now he's injured. That's just the sort of season we're having, isn't it? Okay, now I don't really have any wingers on the bench either, which is maybe a little bit of an oversight from me. I was thinking either at a stretch, Calvert-Lewin or Vlasic could go out there. Alright, Vlasic, we'll bring him on. He's right-footed, isn't he? So we'll bring him on. We'll switch over wings there. Yeah, that's not horrible. The big question is, how bad is that for Bernard? He's given us the greatest gift he could give us, but has his season just ended? Potential foot injury, that could be anything. The dreaded metatarsal. Hopefully it's like just a badly bruised ankle or something. Barrios has been beaten to the ball there by Njagerlund, and that is not what we wanted on the stroke of half-time. It's an away goal. It's all gone a little bit wrong all of a sudden there, hasn't it? I'll tell him to show some passion. Barrios just beaten to it. And then Pickford, I mean, it wasn't classic goalkeeping, didn't really move his feet. Oh no, alright, let's not worry about that, let's not worry about it. 1-1, I would have rather 0-0, but that Bernard goal was a little bit special, wasn't it? We wouldn't want to have lost that. I'm going to say I'm not happy with that. These match ratings aren't what they could be. Vlasic, we'll say we have faith in him to make a difference. We'll get back out there. I mean, what we don't want to do now is go and concede a second, because then away ties become very difficult. Anthony Robinson at left back is only playing a 6.2. The problem too is that we actually don't have... Galloway isn't in the Champions League squad. We don't have another left back option. We'd have to look at playing Kenny or Coleman over there. And they are definitely not as good as... I'm going to give this a demand more here, I think. They're not as good as Robinson, obviously, because he's natural in the position. So that doesn't help us. It really doesn't. But yeah, you can't really legislate for injuries, and it's hindsight now. It's easy to say, oh, I should have had... But we don't really have another left back, to be honest. It's Robinson and it was Digne, and you know, it's an area of the team we do need to look to strengthen, obviously. What do we say here? Let's demand more again. Davies isn't having his best game, so let's take him off. Let's bring Sander Berg on. Deep-lying playmaker. I think... Well, let's just put him as a central midfielder. Selke's not having a great game either. But we know he can produce something from nothing, so I'd rather leave him on the field if I can. Let's give it a show some passion here, perhaps. I don't like the nerves and the apprehension in defence. That's not really what we want. They're looking nervous. It's a big game. Everybody's looking nervous. It hasn't been much of a second half, if we're honest, has it? As long as let's just see this out now, boys. Let's just see this out. We're going to need to go to Milan. We're going to have to score. Let me know what you think in the comments. We scored the better goal. I mean, we deserve to win that game. Our goal was so much better than theirs. I'm really nervous about this Bernard injury. How bad is that? Is it gonna... what do we say? Unlucky? Yeah. Because it's not just the Champions League. You know, obviously we'd like to go as far as we can, but we need to qualify for it for next year. And this Bernard injury, that could be a massive, massive spanner in the works for that. It's only a day or two. Oh, thank you, Jesus. I mean, it makes you wonder why he had to come off. It must be to have to come off and only be out for a day or two. You might need to toughen up there a little bit, mate. But that's okay. You scored the goal. We'll take it. Just Pickford, Keane and Davies now, apparently Southgate's looking at. So he's narrowing it down, so that's good to see. Guys, that's it for this episode. Just goals of the month to come. If you have enjoyed that, then it was exciting, wasn't it? Let me know what you think. It's tough for the second leg. If we get a goal, though, then, we'll cancel out their away goal, then it's all to play for. But we will be back on Monday to get the week started. I think what I might do is I'll play through the Wolves game. We'll come back for Inter away, the second leg, and then Tottenham. Because if we do look at the league table, Tottenham in 7th. Wolves are kind of dropped off a little bit. They're 10 points behind us now. The good news is that it looks like we are going to qualify for the Europa League, which means we've met the board expectation. Spurs with a game in hand are technically could only be 3 points behind us. Not technically, they could only be 3 points behind us, which means that game becomes potentially a game where they could equal us on points. So I think that is the bigger game of the two. So we'll come back on Monday for the second leg against Inter. Spurs in the league, away from home. We go off to White Hart Lane. I'm assuming they're there now. And that is going to be huge. And look at this. The league season is rapidly running out. Just 6 games to go now. But if you're new to the channel, please do subscribe. I hope you have enjoyed that. And if so, as I said, make sure you're subscribing. But until Monday, guys, Open Aussie Film. Thank you so much for watching. Take care and enjoy the goals of the month for March.